Hello friends, my name is Asis. Welcome you all to the video classes of Sujas Learning Academy. In this video series, we are solving mathematics problem of 10th standard based on NCERT textbook. In this video, we will know about polynomials. Polynomials is the second lesson of the NCERT textbook and it is covered in the 4 exercises. So we will do each exercise in the separate video. This is the first exercise 2.1. So let's start. Before we do the exercise, let's understand polynomial in detail. Polynomial is an algebraic expression. That means it will only consist of constant, variable, and some arithmetic operation like plus, minus, multiplication, division, or exponentiation. A generalized form of polynomial would look like this. Where each of these are called terms. If you look at these terms, you will find there is a constant part to it. That constant part is called coefficient, and x is a variable raised to some power that is called exponent. So now let's move to some more theories. Degree of polynomial. Degree of polynomial is the highest power of x in the expression of the polynomial p of x. A polynomial with degree 1 is called linear polynomial. For example, 4x plus 3. Here, the maximum power of x is 1, hence the degree of the polynomial is 1 and it is called linear polynomial. If the polynomial is of degree 2, then it is called quadratic polynomial. For example, x squared plus x minus 12. Here, x has a maximum power of 2. So, it is a polynomial with degree 2. Hence, it is called quadratic polynomial. A polynomial with degree 3 is called cubic polynomial. For example, 3x to the power 3 minus 2x squared plus x minus 1. Here, the maximum power of x is 3, hence the degree of the polynomial is 3 and therefore it is called cubic polynomial. Another important concept in the polynomial is the zero of the polynomial. Let's say k is any real number and p of k is equal to 0, then k is called the zero of the polynomial. K is also called the root of the polynomial. Zero of the linear polynomial ax plus b is minus b by a. Here what we see that the zero of the polynomial has a relationship with the coefficient of the polynomial, where b and a both are the coefficient of the linear polynomial ax plus b. We will dig in more about this in the later exercise. Let's move to the next concept. Geometrical representation of a polynomial. This, according to me, is the most important concept in this chapter, wherein we convert polynomial expression into geometrical curves. To start with, we will take a linear polynomial. Linear polynomial is of the form ax plus b. First of all, we will convert this expression into an equation. So, we will write y equal to ax plus b as a linear equation, where y is nothing but p of x. We can take an example of the linear equation y equal to 2x plus 3. Now we want to draw it on a graph to know what is actually the shape of this particular equation. In order to draw the graph, we have to find out the coordinates from which the curve of this polynomial travels through. So in order to find out that, we need to know that x is a independent variable and y is the dependent variable. So for different value of x, there will be respective value of y. So we can make a table like this, wherein we have taken a value of x and the corresponding value of y is written over here. Again, we have taken another value of x and corresponding value of y is written here. Now I want to plot this on a graph paper. If you plot these points like this, you will find a linear graph. This particular point -2, -1 resides over here. And the point 0 and 3 resides over here. Similarly, you may get other points as well by putting different values of x in the equation. But all the points will lie on this particular line. So this particular curve, this linear curve, represents our equation y equal to 2x plus 3. Now we will see the geometrical representation of a quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial can be written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. First of all, we will convert the quadratic expression into quadratic equation. So quadratic equation can be written as y equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, where y is nothing but p of x. For example, y equal to x squared minus 3x minus 4 is a quadratic equation. Now I want to draw this particular quadratic equation on a graph paper. So for that, what we need? We need coordinates on the graph through which the curve of this quadratic equation traverses through. So how we get that coordinate? So we will make a table like this. For different values of x, we will get corresponding values of y. So we will do it for a number of values of x. Like for -1, we will get the value of y as 0. Similarly, for 0, we will get the value of y as -4. Thus we can get a number of coordinates which we can plot on a graph. Now, plotting a line which passes through all these points will draw a curve which will be nothing but a curve representing the equation x squared minus 3x minus 4. So how will this curve look like? Yeah, this is a parabolic curve. So quadratic equation curve look like a parabola. Parabola can be of two shapes, upward opening parabola and downward opening parabola. And this depends on the value of a. So if the value of a is a positive real number, then it will be a upward opening parabola. Just like in our example, the value of a is +1. So it's a upward opening parabola. In case it would have been a negative number, this would have been a downward opening parabola. Another thing which is very important is that where this particular curve crosses the horizontal axis. So we have 2 points where this parabola crosses the horizontal axis. These 2 points are very special because these are the 2 points which are zeros of the quadratic polynomial. So -1 and 4 are 2 zeros of the quadratic polynomial. Apart from that, there might be a question that how many zeros are possible for a quadratic polynomial. So a quadratic polynomial can have a maximum of 2 zeros. A quadratic polynomial cannot have more than 2 zeros. This is because the number of zeros for a polynomial cannot be more than the degree of the polynomial. As the degree of the polynomial for a quadratic polynomial is 2, the maximum number of zeros for a quadratic polynomial is also 2. In this slide, we will see the different possibilities of the parabolic curve for a quadratic equation. In the first point, I have written, which I have already discussed, that the shape of the parabola can be upward opening and downward opening based on the values of a. If the value of a is positive, then it will be upward opening, and if the value of a is negative, then it will be a downward opening parabola. Also, the quadratic polynomial can have a maximum of 2 zeros, which is alpha and beta, which is represented as alpha and beta. Now let's look at these two curves. Here we see a downward opening parabola. So the value of a for this particular curve would have been a negative number or a negative real number, and it intersects the horizontal axis at 2 points, so there would have been 2 distinct zeros for this polynomial. In the second curve, it is a upward opening parabola, so value of a will be positive for this curve. Also, it will have a 2 distinct zeros for this polynomial. Now let us look at these curves. Here the parabola is downward opening and it touches at just one point, that is a. So it has just 1 zero and the value of a is negative. For the second case, it has a upward opening parabola, so the value of a is positive, and because it touches the horizontal axis at just one point, so it will have just 1 zero. Now in this particular case, we have a upward opening parabola, but it doesn't touch the horizontal axis. That means the value of a is positive, but there is no zero possible for this particular polynomial. Again, this is downward opening parabola, and again this does not touch the horizontal axis, that is x and x dash. So it also does not have any 0. That means for any real number k, the p of k is not 0. Now we will see the geometrical representation of cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial can be written in the form ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. So first of all, we will convert this expression into an equation. We can write ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d equal to y. This is an equation where y is nothing but p of x. So this is a general form of a cubic equation. We will take an example of a cubic equation. Y equal to x cube minus 4x is one cubic equation. Now we want to plot this equation on a graph paper. So in order to plot the curve for the cubic equation, we need coordinates. Coordinates through which the curve traverses through. So how do we get the coordinates? We make a table like this, wherein we put different values of x and we get corresponding value of y from the equation. So we can get different sets of coordinate. In our case, the coordinates are minus 2 0, minus 1 3, 0 0, 1 minus 3, 2 0. We plot these coordinates on a graph paper and then draw a line passing through all these coordinates. Now this line will be the geometrical curve for the cubic polynomial. So let's see how this curve look like. This curve will look like this. We can see that the curve intersects the horizontal axis at 3 different points. First point is minus 2 0. Second at the origin 0 0. And the third is 2 0. So these are the 3 points where the curve intersects the horizontal axis. So these points are also the zeros of the cubic polynomial. So we can say that minus 2, 0 and 2 are the zeros of the polynomial. In a cubic polynomial, the maximum power of the x can be 3. That's why the degree of a cubic polynomial is 3. That also means that the maximum number of zeros for a cubic polynomial is 3 only. We see certain examples now. When we try to plot y equal to x cube, you will find a curve like this, which intersects the horizontal axis only at one point, that is the origin. So it has only one zero. Whereas if you draw y equal to x cube minus x squared, it will cut the horizontal axis at two places. One is 0 0 and the other is 1 and 0. So it will have two zeros. One is 0 and other is 1. Now, after all the theory discussion, you will find it very easy to solve these problems. In these problems, you have to find the number of zeros where you are given the curves for the polynomial p of x. So in the first problem, the curve is parallel to the horizontal axis. So it will never cut the horizontal axis. Therefore, there will be no zeros for this polynomial. In the second problem, we have a curve cutting the horizontal axis at just one point. So there will be just one zero. In the third problem, the curve cuts the horizontal axis at 3 points. So there will be 3 zeros. In the fourth problem, this is a parabolic curve. Seems like it's a quadratic equation. And it cuts the horizontal axis at 2 points. So there will be 2 zeros. In the fifth problem, the curve cuts the horizontal axis at 1, 2, 3 and 4 places, so there will be 4 zeros for this polynomial. So in the sixth problem, the curve crosses the x-axis at one point, touches at the other and touches the x-axis once again. So there are 3 zeros for this polynomial. Thus, we conclude the first exercise of the polynomial. Thanks for joining me and see you in the next video.